Hello kids, welcome to Learner's Planet. Kids, in this session we are going to discuss factors and multiples. Kids, you might have learned the tables till 20 in your junior classes, isn't it? Just go for a recap before attending this session. Okay? So let's begin this session. Now let's see what are factors. Factors are the numbers that are multiplied to give a product. Let's take an example. You must be knowing the table of 5. So 5 into 4 is 20. Okay, here by multiplying 5 to 4 I am getting 20. That is the product of 5 and 4 is 20. That means 5 and 4 are the factors of 20. If I take another example, 3 into 2 is 6. So by multiplying 3 and 2, I am getting 6 as a product. That means 3 and 2 are the factors of 6. Similarly, we can take more examples. Say 5 into 7 is 35. That means 5 and 7 are factors of 35. Or we take another example, 11 into 2 is 22. That means 11 and 2 are the factors of 22. That means factors are the number that are multiplied to give a product. So these are the numbers. If we multiply them, we are getting a product. In this case, it is 22. Okay. So I hope you are clear what are factors. Now let's discuss one more definition of factor. If a number A is divided by B and remainder is 0, then B is said to be factor of A. I take one example over here. Suppose I have a number 14 and if I divide 14 by 7, what I'll be getting? The quotient as 2 and the remainder as 0. So if we getting remainder as 0, that means this number, in this case it is 14 and this is 7. That means 7 is factor of 14. Okay, and if we don't get the remainder as 0, that means this number is not the factor of this number. Okay, just take one more example. Suppose I divide 15 by 4. Okay, so 4 3s are 12. I get the remainder as 3. That means the remainder is not 0. That means 4 is not the factor of 15. Okay. Friends, you might be knowing the basic terminologies of division. I just write it over here. This is divisor. This is remainder. This is dividend and this is quotient. Okay, I just elaborated. In a division, here comes dividend, here divisor, here quotient, and here whatever we get as remainder. Okay, I just take an example once again. Suppose I divide 23 by 5. So 5 4s are 20. I'm getting 3 as a remainder. Okay, so this is divisor, this is quotient, this is dividend, and this is remainder. Okay, now come to the point. If we do not get any remainder, that means if we get remainder as 0, that means this number is factor of this number. Since in this case we are getting the remainder as 3, so 23, that means 5 is not the factor of 23. Okay, let's take one or two more examples. Now, suppose I divide 48 by 8 and I try to find out whether 8 is factor of 48 or not. Friends, you speak out the table of 8. So at 8 ones is 8, 8 twos are 16, 8 threes are 24, 8 fours are 32, 8 fives are 40, and 8 6 are 48. Okay, so I'll be getting the remainder as 0. That means 8 is factor of 48. Okay, let's take one more example. Suppose I have 48 over here once again and I divide it by 9. Now let's speak the table of 9. 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18, 9 threes are 27, 9 fours are 36, 9 fives are 45, and 9 6 are 54. That means we are getting 9 fives as 45 over here. So we'll be getting the remainder as 3. That means 9 is not a factor of 48 since we are not getting the remainder as 0. Okay. So I hope you are clear about the definition of factors. Friends, let's do one or two activities for better clarity of the concept of factors. Here, there are 8 cupcakes. We have to divide them into different groups and find the factors of 8. Okay. Now, how would we do that? Let's begin with 1 and check whether I can give one piece to 8 students or not. Okay, so let's begin. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That means I can give one piece to 8 students. Okay, that means 1 is the factor of 8. Okay, since I can give one piece to 8 students. Now let's take with the 2. So it's 2, 2, 2, 2. So it's first kid, second kid, third kid, and fourth kid. So if I wish to give 2 pieces, I can give the pieces to 4 kids. So 8 can be distributed in 2 into 4 manner. That means 2 and 4 both are the factors of 8. Okay. Now let's see with 3. Can I distribute 3 cakes to kids? This kid number 1, it's kid number 2. Kid number 1 is getting 3 pieces, kid number 2 is getting 3 pieces, but the third kid is not getting 3 pieces. That means 8 pieces cannot be distributed equally among 3 kids. Okay, so 3 is not the factor. Okay, now let's try for 4. So this is first kid, this is second kid. 4 pieces to first kid and 4 pieces to second kid. And I'm left with nothing now. That means 4 pieces can be distributed equally among 2 kids. Okay, so 4 into 2 is 8. That means 4 and 2 are the factors of 8. So I hope you are clear about the factors concept. So from this activity, we can conclude that 1, 2, 4 and 8 are the factors of 8. But 3 is not the factor of 8. Okay, let's do one more activity. There are 12 pencils. Divide them into different groups and find the factors of 12. Now let's begin with 1 and see whether we can distribute one pencil to 12 students or not. Okay, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That means I can distribute one pencil to 12 students. Okay. So 1 is the factor of 12. Now let's try with 2. First kid, second kid, third kid, fourth kid, fifth kid and sixth kid. That means I can distribute 2 pencils to six kids equally. Okay, that means 2 pencils for 6 kids. That means 2 and 6, both of them are factor of 12. Okay, now let's take with 3. First, second, third, 4. That means 3 pencils to 4 kids. And I'm left with nothing. That means 3 and 4, both of them are factors of 12. Now let's see. So it's, now let's see with 4. So it's 4, 4 and 4. So 4 pencils to 3 kids. And I'm left with nothing. That means 4 and 3, both of them are factors of 12. Now let's do it with 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's first kid and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is the second kid and I'm left with 2. That means we cannot distribute 5 pencils equally among students or kids. Okay. So 5 is not the factor. Okay. Now let's do it with the 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And further 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first kid is getting 6 pencils and second kid is also getting 6 pencils. So 6 pencils for 2 kids. Okay. That means, and we are left with nothing. That means 6 and 2 are the factors of 12. Okay. So we have found out the factors of 12. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. That means I can give all the 12 pencils to one student. That is 12 into 1. Okay. So we are clear about the concept of factors. Now let's see some important points. Kids, you should keep all these things, all these points in your mind. From these two activities, we have seen that one is factor of every number. That means in activities we have seen that one was the factor of 8, one was factor of 12. Okay, so 1 is a factor of every number. Okay, it is the smallest factor of a number. Okay, say 3 into 1 is 3. Why it happens, do you know? Because if we multiply any number to 1, we get the same number. 5 into 1 is 5. 6 into 1 is 6. Okay, so 1 is factor of every number. And definitely it is the smallest factor of a number. Now, every number is a factor of itself. The greatest factors of the number is the number itself. Okay, suppose I multiply 3 into 5 and I get 15. Okay, so in this case 3 and 5, both of them are factors of 15. And if I multiply 1 into 15 and get 15, that means 15 is the biggest number which is factor of 15. Okay, so you should be always clear of it. Now all the factors of the numbers are either less than or equal to the numbers. See, in this case the factors of 15, it is 3 and 5, 1 and 15. So all of them, that is 1, 3, 5 and 15, they are either less than 15 or equal to 15. In this case 1, 3 and 5 are less than 15 and 15 is equal to 15. Okay, and every number has at least 2 factors except the number 1. That means except number 1, we have two factors for every number. Suppose I take an example of 5. So 5 has two factors, that is 1 and 5. Suppose I take an example of 6, then 6 has 1, 2, 3 and 6. Four factors. Okay. So every number has at least two factors except number 1. Number 1 has only one factor, that is 1. Okay. So I'm sure you are clear about the concept of factors, and definitely you should keep all these points in your mind. Okay. Now let's see what are multiples. When we multiply a number by 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., the products are known as multiples of the number. Suppose I multiply 2 and 3. So by multiplying 2 and 3, I get 6 as a product. Now in this case, 6 is multiple of 2 and 3 both. Okay. Now just we have a recap over here. 2 and 3, these are factors, and 6 is multiple. Okay. Now 2 and 3 gives 6 as product. That means 2 and 3 are the factors of 6, or we can say 6 is multiple of 2 and 3. Okay, let's take one more example. 5 into 2 is 10. Okay, so 5 and 2 are the factors of 10, or we can say 10 is multiple of 5 and 2. Okay, suppose I write the table of maybe 5. So 5 into 1 is 5. So 5 and 1, both of them are factors of 5, and 5 is multiple of 5 and 1. Similarly, 5 into 2 is 10. That means 5 and 2 are the factors of 10, and 10 is multiple of 5 and 2. Similarly, 5 into 3 is 15. So 5 and 3 are the factors of 15, and 15 is multiple of 5 and 3 both as well. Okay, so are you clear about the definition of multiples? Now let's see some important points. Kids, do remember all these points. A number is a multiple of itself. That means every number is a multiple of itself. Okay, since we are getting 2 into 1 as 2, that means 2 and 1, both of them are factors of 2, and 2 is multiple of 2 and 1 both as well. Okay, and every number is multiple of 1. See, in this case, 2 is multiple of 1, and if we take 3 into 1, that is 3. That means 3 is multiple of 1. Similarly, we can take 4 into 1, that's 4. That means 4 is multiple of 1. So all the numbers are multiple of 1. Okay. Now multiples of a numbers are either greater than or equal to the number. Okay. So suppose I take an example of 2 into 3, that is 6. So 2 and 3 are the factors of 6, and 6 is multiple of 2 and 3. And we can see that 6 is greater than both the factors. Or 1 into 6 is 6. That means 1 and 6 are the factors of 6, and 6 is multiple of 1 and 6 both. Okay, that means the greatest factor is 6, and its multiple is, and the least multiple of it is 6. Okay, so multiples of a number are either greater than or equal to the number. Okay, and there are infinite multiples of a number. Why? Because if we start writing the table of any number, suppose I write the table of 2. So 2 into 1 is 2. So 2 is multiple of 2 and 1 both. Then 2 into 2 is 4. 2 into 3 is 6. Okay, that means 6 is multiple of 2. If I multiply 2 by 3, I get 6. Similarly, 2 into 4 is 8. We are multiplying the numbers to 2. That means 2 into 1, 2 into 2, 2 into 3, 2 into 4. But we are not clear about this sequence. Okay? Because we don't know the end number. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the series will go on till infinity. Okay, so we cannot find out the last multiple of 2. Okay, so there are infinite multiples of a number. I hope you are clear. Now let's do some problems. In the first problem, we have to find out the factors of given numbers. The first example is, say, 15. Okay, and we have to find out the factors of 15. Students, I have already told you that you should remember the tables till 20. Now we have to speak out the table of 2, since 1 is always a factor of given number. So 1 is the definite factor. Now let's see whether 2 is factor of 15 or not. And how could we find that? If there is 15 in 2's table, then 15 will be multiple of 2, or 2 will be factor of 15. Okay, so now let's pick the table of 2. So 2 1 is 2, 2 2's are 4, 2 3's are 6, 2 4's are 8, 2 5's are 10, 2 6 are 12, 2 7s are 14, and 2 8s are 16. That means 15 is not there in the table of 2. Okay, so 2 is not the factor of 15. Now let's see for 3 whether 15 is there in the table of 3 or not. Okay, so 3 1 is 3, 3 2's are 6, 3 3's are 9, 3 4's are 12, and 3 5's are 15. That means 15 is there in the table of 3. That means 3 is factor of 15. Now let's see for 4. So 4 1 is 4, 4 2's are 8, 4 3's are 12, 4 4's are 16. That means 15 is not there in the table of 4. So 4 is not the factor of 15. Now let's see for 5. 5 1 is 5, 5 2's are 10, and 5 3's are 15. That means 15 is there in the table of 5. Okay, so 5 is factor of 15. Okay, now similarly we can check whether 15 is there in the table of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Since 15 is not there in any of these tables, so none of these are the factors of 15. And the last number which is factor of 15 is the 15 itself. Okay, since 15 into 1 is 15, that means 15 is factor of 15, and 15 is the biggest factor, or we can say greatest factor of 15. Okay, so by learning the tables, we can find out the factors of any given number. So the factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5, and 15. Similarly, we can find out the factors of other numbers. I take one more example. Now let's find the factors of 16, and I assume that you are knowing the tables of 1 to 20. So let's begin with 1. 1 will always be factor. Then 2 into 8 is 16. That means 2 and 8, both of them are factors of 16. So I just write it over here, 1, 2, 8. Then 3, 16 doesn't come in the table of 3. You can speak the table. So 3 is not the factor of 16. Now let's take 4. So 4 into 4 is 16. That means 4 is also a factor of 16. Now 5, in the table of 5, 16 is not coming. in the table of 6 and 7, even 16 is not coming. Now in the table of 8, 16 is coming. Since 2 8s are 16, that means 8 2s are 16. So 8 is the factor of 16. Similarly, in the tables of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is not there. So the last number which is factor of 16 is 16 itself. Okay. So the numbers which are factors of 16 are 1, 2, 4, 8 and 16. In all there are 5 factors of 16. Okay, so just by learning the tables you can find the factors of any given number. Let's take one or two more examples. Now let's find the factors of 28. 1 will always be a factor. Then in table of 2, 28 will come at the 14th place. Since 2 into 14 is 28. That means 2 and 14, both of them are factors of 28. Okay. Now 28 is not coming in the table of 3. Then in the table of 4, 4 into 7 is 28. That means 4 and 7, both of them are factors of 28. Now 5, 6 are not factors of 28. 7 is already there. 8 is not factor of 28. 9 is also not a factor of 28. Now we reach up to 14. Now 14 into 2 is 28, and we have already mentioned that 14 is factor of 28. Okay, and the last factor of 28 is 28 itself. So in all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 factors of 28. Okay, so it is 1, 2, 4, 7, 14 and 28. I hope you are clear with the method. By practice you can calculate or you can find the factors very quickly. Now let's find the factors of 80. Okay, so 1 will be definitely a factor of 80. Now 2 into 40 is 80. That means 2 and 40, both of them are factors of 80. Similarly, 4 into 20 is 80. That means 4 and 20 are the factors of 80. Then 5 into 16 is 80. That means 5 and 16 are the factors of 80. Similarly, 8 into 10 is 80. That means 8 and 10 are also factors of 80. Similarly, we have already done 10 into 8, that is 80. So 10 and 8 are already there. Now go for 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 into 5 is 80. That means 16 and 5 are the factors of 80, which we have already mentioned. And the last factor is 1 into 80, that is 80. Okay, so in all there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 factors. That means total there are 10 factors of 80. Okay, so I'm sure you are clear about the factors and you can find the factors on your own now. Now let's find the multiples. We have to find out the first 5 multiples of a given number. Suppose I have to find out the first 5 multiples of 2. Then what I will do is I'll just pick out the table of 2. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 into 2 is 4. 2 into 3 is 6. 2 into 4 is 8, and 2 into 5 is 10. That means I have to write the table of 2 till 5. Okay. So 2 into 1, 2. 2 into 2, 4. That means 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 are the first 5 multiples of 2. Similarly, we can find out the multiples of other numbers. Suppose I have to find out the first 5 multiple of 15. Then what I will do is I will write the table of 15 up to 5. Okay, so it's 15 into 1, it is 15. Then 15 into 2 is 30. 15 into 3 is 45. 15 into 4 is 60. And 15 into 5 is 75. That means the first 5 multiples of 15 are 15, 30, 45, 60 and 75. Now, suppose you are asked find out the fifth multiple of 7. So, then what will you do? You just multiply 7 into 5. Okay, so the fifth multiple of 7 is 35. Or if you are asked find out the eighth multiple of 12, then what will you do? You just multiply 12 into 8. You'll be getting 96. That is 12th multiple of 8 is 96, or we can say 8th multiple of 12 is 96. So if you are clear about the tables, you can find out the multiples and factors, both of them as well. Okay, kids, I hope you might have enjoyed the session. Do revise this session before coming to the next session. In our next session, we are going to discuss the divisibility test and types of numbers. Bye-bye.